Do you want to know how to get free crypto airdrops and if you should even go for these? Then this video is for you. My name is Michael and I've tested hundreds of different ways to make money online, and I have also made quite a few videos about different free ways to earn cryptocurrencies, and I keep getting a question about airdrops because there are a lot of hype around airdrops and how it's an easy way to get a lot of crypto for free. So therefore I decided to record this video because there are some very important things you need to know about airdrops so you do not end up actually losing money instead. So therefore I'll explain all that in this video, and this can help you to find out if you should go for airdrops, and if you decide to do this, where you potentially can go to find the legit ones. So let's just quickly go over what airdrops are when it comes to cryptocurrencies, just in case you don't know. If you already know that, you can just use the timestamps in the video below to move forward to the next section. But it's basically where you get an amount of cryptocurrency, sometimes very small, sometimes it can be quite big, for a certain coin, and you usually get that for free. And this is used by different projects to onboard users. Sometimes it's used as promotion, it's used to build hype. Sometimes it's used as a reward. If you participate in some kind of testing, if they have some kind of utility, it can also be a game. If you give feedback for that, you can get an airdrop. You know, there can be different ways it's used to that. But what they have in common is that in general, you will get cryptocurrencies for free, and you've maybe heard of some that get like thousands of dollars worth of crypto via airdrops and things like that. And you know, there are some that can be great, but when it comes to airdrops, there are just some very important things you need to be aware of, because it's also used by a lot of scammers, so you have to be very careful. And therefore I'll not only in this video here go over where you potentially can find airdrops, but even more importantly, what you need to be so careful of, because you can actually end up getting into a lot of trouble or losing potentially a lot of money if you're not aware of this. So when it comes to where to find airdrops, then there is not as such a platform or a website you can go to and just get an overview of legit airdrops or something like that. It's something where you have to kind of immerse yourself in the crypto world and follow like different places. For example, Telegram can be a place, where Twitter, or like X as it's called now, Reddit, or different cryptocurrencies platforms in general. That's where you can read about this, hear about this, and then you can find some good ones once in a while. But be aware that from what I've seen, there are more scams than there are legit ones. So it's just very important that you are careful. So if you decide to do this, do not rush. Take the time to do a little bit of research, and very importantly, follow the following steps here now, or listen to the next few things that can keep you safe if you decide to go to some of these platforms and hear of an airdrop you think is interesting, because as mentioned, there are more scams than there are legit ones from what I've seen. So I'll just go over some very important things you need to be aware of. So a very important thing to make sure is that if you are asked to connect your wallet, because if you want crypto airdrops, in most cases you need to kind of give them or share with them your wallet so you can get it somewhere. And one thing that many uses is MetaMask there, and it can be a great wallet. It can be great to do like transaction and trading and all that. But if some kind of airdrop asks you to connect your wallet because you need to connect it, then always be careful with, if any platform asks you to connect your wallet, you really have to be careful and make sure it's a legit one, because even the legit ones can actually be compromised. But there are also airdrops that are meant, like the way they work is that they ask you to connect your wallet, and the moment you connect your wallet, they just drain your wallet. That means they take everything you have in your wallet, so you lose all the crypto you already have. So if there is something like that, just make sure to use a wallet that is empty, so there is nothing in it that they can take, so then you can find out if it's actually legit or not that way there. So that's a very good precaution to take in general if you want to do some kind of airdrops where you have to connect your wallet. So a place that's really great for cryptocurrency, because you can find a lot of information about new upcoming projects and learn a lot and things like that. I actually do have a video where I talk about like how you can do research on, for example, Telegram, to find some of the upcoming popular meme coins. I'll leave a link in the top corner so you can check that out. But when it comes to airdrops, yes, you can find some legit ones on Telegram, but I just want to here again give a warning, because on Telegram there are a lot of scams going on. And also, if you join some of these groups, for legit projects and you learn about them there, all that, then there are like these scammers that often create groups with the same name and say like, oh, we have an airdrop, come here and blah, blah, blah. And they automatically add you into those groups. And in most cases, those projects, the legit ones, they don't have an airdrop. It's just scammers that create a copy of it and then add all the new users into it and try to, for example, to get you to connect a wallet, to send them something or do some kind of thing where you will end up losing money instead. So now, if you use Telegram, make sure to go into the settings and change the settings so you do not allow people you're not connected with or contacts to add you into groups, because if you allow that, you know, when I first came to Telegram, I was added into these scam groups all the time and they can be very convincing. So that's just another thing to be aware of if you start using Telegram, or if you're already using it, make sure to do this and be aware that all these, like if you are doing research of legit projects, suddenly you add it into an extra group. In 99% of the cases, it is a scam. So another warning I want to give to you is that be careful about the so-called influencers, whether you see them on X or Telegram or on YouTube or whatever. Like, I'm not saying that all of them are scammers or so, but even some that are huge participate in very suspicious activities. So just because you hear a big influencer say, oh, this is a great airdrop or something like that, no, be aware that some of them have ulterior motives. Maybe not to drain your wallet, but there can be other games they can play to change the terms last moment, or some kind of other thing to just create hype where you will just end up not getting anything out of it, or in worst case actually end up losing money. So I'm not like pointing fingers at any specific so-called influencers, and there are some that are great and that just provides like legit good information or so, but I'm just saying that in general, be aware that crypto influencers, there are a lot of really manipulative information also there, so be very critical when it comes to what you listen to or what you follow. And if you hear something that sounds good, always do your own research first before you jump into it. One last important warning I want to give you is that you will likely also see if you start using a wallet, you know, like for example MetaMask or so, or it can be Phantom, Software, you know, there's a lot of different wallets, but you will start seeing that suddenly there will be some coins that pop up there that you have no idea where they're coming from. And that's kind of also airdrops. You know, there can be different reasons from that. Sometimes it can be legit, sometimes it's just a promotional method, but in many cases it's also scammers that try to direct you to a certain website or do something. So if you see some coins that are airdropped into your wallet, because you know when you start doing transactions, like other people can see, oh, you know, there was a transaction, and they can just start sending to different wallets. You know, if you see anything you do not know where it's coming from, you know, just hide it. Do not start clicking it. Do not go to a website where it says you should go to or anything like that, because in many cases it's scammers that try to cheat you basically. So I'm now giving you a lot of warnings, and you were maybe expecting that I would just say like, oh, get this airdrops, you know, get thousands of dollars and all that. But you know, if you watch any of my other videos, you know, like, I'm not doing all that kind of hype just for engagement and views. I'm trying to really educate you and show you what you really have to be careful of. And because so many people have kept asking me about airdrops and where can I find legit ones, and it's like, well, there is not just such a list. You have to do a lot of research yourself to find them. I gave you some ideas about where you can start looking, but personally I have basically completely stopped looking for airdrops because there are so many scams, and in most cases they're not really worth it anyways. There can be some great products that have it legitimately, that use it as a reward and things like that. So you know, if I hear about that from someone that's trusted, I will still do a lot of research and then maybe use it. You can do it that way, but do not just like expect that someone can just give you a list of the good airdrops and then you'll become rich from that. That's not how it works, and if you're not careful, you can really also end up losing a lot of money instead. So I would say keep an open mind, but be critical before clicking anything. Be critical before you believe anything. And if you really want free crypto, there are some other guaranteed ways to actually get that without any risk. So I'll just show you some options that I use for this you can check out instead. So there are actually many free platforms that offer you to earn free cryptocurrencies by doing small tasks. You know, I have, for example, on my website a list of the best free ways to earn Bitcoin. It can be like taking surveys, doing small microtasks, data entry, sharing unused internet bandwidth, some passive ways. There are many different ways to do that. I have that list there. I also do have a list of the best free ways to earn Ethereum. I have the best free ways to earn Solana and also Litecoin. So I'll leave links to these lists below. So you can, like, for for example, just use some of these platforms. It's again nothing that will make you rich or anything. It's small tasks you do, and in return you can get paid in these cryptocurrencies, and you can then use that, trade it if you want to, you can keep it if you want to. That's completely up to you, but these platforms are safe ways to earn it. Airdrops can be safe, I want to make that completely clear, but I've just seen so many people get hurt from airdrops, and I've seen more and more scams when it comes to that. So I really wanted to record this video and make you aware of that, because I get so many questions about it. So I'll leave links to this below there so you can go and check this out. And then in general, I hope that this video helped you, gave you some important ideas about what to be aware of when you are looking for airdrops. And if the video did help you, make sure to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.